So I'm having a chat with Matreya. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me, Jim. I appreciate
Pleasure.
it.
Yeah, pleasure is all mine. And we've been playing a new single of yours called I Saw the Light. Tell us a little bit about the single, first of all.
Well, it's a single from struggle and it's from struggle to insight, I'd say. Um, Going through the motions of feeling completely beat down by life and having a kind of pivotal moment where that all changes for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I can well imagine. And you've got a couple of singles out there now. Are we now gearing up towards a bigger body of work like an EP, or are we just sticking with singles for now?
No, the EP is out at the start of 2026. So I'm kind of just putting out some singles first of all and getting people used to the vibe and then a larger body of work will be out, yeah.
Good. And how's the EP sounding?
It's interesting. Each record has its own little world around it and has its own culture around it and visuals around it. So there is a thread that runs through the entire thing, which is makes it cohesive, and I guess that's just my sound, but every record is very different. Yeah.
Nice. And the sound that you have made with it, is it the sound you wanted, or is it kind of just how it turned out as you were recording it?
Um, it's definitely the sound I that I wanted, and I kind of make these songs and I take them to my engineer and he helps me with some sound design and things like that. But in general, this sound is something that I've created and has been sort of gestating for a few years. Yeah, as I've sort of absorbed different influences over the past few years.
Nice. And I like to talk about the writing side of things as well. So for you, how do tracks normally start off?
I'd say they usually start up with this EP anyway. They started off with the rhythms. I was very much influenced by sort of tribal rhythms and things like this. So that's how it started, and the words sort of flowed afterwards once I um gauged the mood of the record whilst I was making it.
Is
Mm.
it was it quite easy to create the lyrics to the music, or was it a bit of a challenge at times?
No, actually, with this project, everything just flowed very easily. I'd come up with the kind of mood for the track, and the lyrics were just felt like they were already there. With this one in particular, it felt like they were more like mantras, more like things that you could repeat to yourself,
Mhm.
and words that you could repeat to yourself, which have, layered meanings to them, but are very simple. So I wanted to create, I was listening to a lot of mantra music at the time that I was making this. So I wanted to make something which could be repeated and carried an energy. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And looking to the future as well. Do you think you'll continue writing in this way, or do you think you'll try other things to see if they work for you?
I would I write in all different ways. For this project that worked specifically, but sometimes, I'll just have a hook in my head or I'll have a melody in my head and then I'll try and build the soundscape around it to what I've heard in my head and try and transcribe it the best way I can. And I've got songs which are more kind of songwritey and flowy. And there's all sorts of types of things that I make. But this one in particular, like I said, this EP was heavily influenced by being able to repeat useful mantras to yourself.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, fair enough. I'm sure you've wrote many, many tracks, more than what's out there and more than that's
Mm.
on this EP. Do you know the direction that you're wanting to go in the future, or are you just gonna kind of see how this EP does and take it step by step?
Yeah, I have about 3 albums worth of stuff that I want to get out, and there's so many different vibes in it that I guess now that this is about putting a toe in the water and seeing what resonates and what works for people. But I'm not necessarily somebody who cares about being consistent or following a certain type of trend or type of music in that way. I actually prefer to, if somebody expects something from you, to do the opposite. And I think that when artists do that, then you get a better idea of how they're evolving as a person, how they're evolving as an artist, when they're not following the dictates of what the current audience are saying. And then you actually get interesting work from people.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. And I'm sure you'll be wanting to do some shows as well. What's your plan for this year and doing some live stuff?
Yes, I've got some live stuff, kind of gestating, just finding a nice venue in London and hopefully next year as well, some festivals and to do a UK tour, and get the music out there. But first of all, we're sort of just building this sound and building this kind of portfolio for people to see what Matreya is really about because I guess since my re-emergence into the music scene, my music has changed quite a bit. So just getting people used to what's coming really.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, UK is on the cards for doing shows. Are you wanting to get anywhere else around the world?
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to get to Europe. I'd love to get to the States, and even go as far as Japan and Korea and these types of places. So, that would be great. I think the music has a sort of universal appeal to it. It's quite mutable in that sense. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out there, and I have a few different uh, I have a community out in the world that has followed me since X Factor.
Yeah.
Um, and with that kind of audience, everybody's sort of dotted around. So right now it's kind of collating everybody and letting everybody know that this is happening again.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've touched on X Factor, so we'll talk about that now. What was it like being on the show? I think it was back in 2015 you were on there.
Mm. Yes, yeah. It was bittersweet. It was bittersweet as you can imagine, and extremely intense and tough at points. But extremely rewarding and beautiful and in other in other regards. So it's definitely not for the faint-hearted.
Yeah, are you still in touch with anyone from the show, like other acts or producers or anyone?
Yes, I speak to some of the boys that were on the show. We keep in touch. But just the guys that were in my group, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, nice. And obviously, I think you were performing under the name Mason Noise at the time.
Mm,
Obviously, it was a different
hmm.
style of music than what you're doing now. What kind of feedback have you got from those who enjoyed you on your X Factor journey and kind of post that and now hearing what you're doing now?
Um, from what I gather, um, people are receiving that this music now has a deeper meaning to it and a deeper depth to it, which is nice. And that some of the reviews that I've been having have been really incredible, because they've kind of mirrored back this project to me in a way that I didn't even see sometimes, and the effect that it's having. So I think the music when I was on X Factor was cool, but now it has this other layer of depth that people are sort of getting to see now and realizing, oh, there's more to this now.
Yeah, absolutely. Matreya, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.